Well, hello.
Hello.
So if you hear that music, you know what? We're back. Oh,
Friend.
friend.
It's been so much going on.
Listen. Oh, I'm Kelly.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm Lillian. And welcome.
Welcome to Mics Moms and Mayhem.
Listen. Welcome back.
A long time coming. Listen, we took a break off. Well, okay, let's say why we took a break off. I wore my
Okay.
shirt.
Let me speak directly to CJ for a second.
Oh my God.
CJ, this is in no way diminishing your accomplishment, okay? Because TT is proud of you. I'm loving the Black excellence. I am rooting for you. And I'm so happy that you were able to reach such an awesome milestone in your life. TT is rooting for you, boo boo. I love you. However, comma, I don't have no t-shirt. So I
I
wasn't
guess.
invited.
I guess.
That's all right though, because let me tell you something, Spain family.
Yes.
Next year, 2026,
Yes. You will
I
be
will
there.
be at all Spain
All.
events,
All.
all of them. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me to just jack move my way into it this year.
I don't know why.
I'm gonna give y'all time to settle. I'm gonna give y'all time to get settled and enjoy y'all lives. But next year, 2026, I'm in there. I'm in.
So she's mad at me.
I'm not mad. I'm a little hurt, a little wounded.
She's hurt. She's hurt. And it's my fault because why
It
did I
is.
not think of my sister when
I
I was going for
know.
all the other? But I do have an extra shirt. So I do.
Not me getting a leftover shirt. Thank you.
Oh, gosh. You just can't win. I just cannot win.
I
I
need a
can't.
shirt, a tumbler, a fan, a mouse pad. I need a USB drive. Like everything that has been made, I need one.
Okay, well, see, that's the thing because my printer gave out. So I do have to make all of the stuff for the family. So when I make all of the stuff for the family, I would absolutely include you. That means a cup, that means a fan, that even means a grad booklet. I would give you all those things.
Seemed like it should have just been a given when you said family, but okay. I
You
mean,
you are family. You are absolutely family. It's taken some time for me, and you said that before, for me to open up and to really believe that you are really my friend, and you really are. You really.
I
I mean,
am.
I think we're even past the friend
I think
stage.
so. I
I
think
think,
so.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're definitely past the friend stage. So, I, you are definitely included.
Yeah.
See,
And you can't get rid of me, anime.
I know.
Because I'm in here. I'm in here.
I would love to just say congratulations to my son, CJ.
Yes.
He graduated from the Morehouse
The.
College
Beep, 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 beep.
last weekend with
Oh,
a
that is amazing.
bachelor's in psychology with honors, magna cum laude. I'm so proud of you, CJ. Oh my God. And you know how much mommy loves you. And actually, will be headed out to California because he is going for his grad school to Cal State University, Long Beach.
All I see is opportunities for us to go to the West Coast and be great.
I guess, but I hate flying. I hate
Oh,
flying. I'm so scared of planes. I'm so scared of, especially with all the stuff.
listen, especially since 47 got in office, because I'm not sure what the correlation is,
They keep
but these
falling out.
planes are having a really hard time staying in the air.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
I was telling Hubs the other day, I was like, what is the correlation with him coming into office and the planes deciding, you know what we don't want to do? Fly.
What
Like, I don't
correlation is.
understand.
He has fired all of the most important positions in the, what is that, the FAA? So we know what the correlation is.
Well, they were all diversity hires anyway.
Let's not go there. Let's not go.
Girl,
Please, let's
I'm
not.
like,
Because I've also taken, I took a couple of weeks off for even talking about what's going on in current events. So, oh my gosh. But yes, we're going to California to go see the campus and find him a place to stay, hopefully secure him a job. So yes, we're doing mommy things. It's going to be mommy and son trip. We're actually going to bring my parents with us because, of course, who goes to California without going to see the Dodgers? Because that's my daddy's favorite baseball team. And so he was like, we can't go to California without going to the
right.
Dodgers. So
How dare you? How
he's
dare you?
making me go to 9 innings of very boring baseball. I don't mind baseball.
I feel like you should take your tablet and we could just do a live from the Dodger Stadium stream.
Would that be awesome? Would that be awesome?
Just share the game with everybody, share it with everybody.
So yeah, that was our break. There was a couple people who said, "Hey, is there an episode?" And I was like, we're coming." So we're back
Yes, this
on time.
needed a break. CJ, we are so proud of you. Thank you for exemplifying Black excellence. Thank you for being the example for the next generation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These are the harvest, the fruits of your labor, and I hope you enjoy that. I hope you just keep on going and do great things. And I know that I like to think that you're trying to follow a little bit in TT's footsteps by doing. I'm sorry, is that an arrow? Okay. Majoring in psychology. I think that's great. I'm so
Ma'am.
proud of you. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that. And I know that you're trying to, shout out your TT a little bit. And I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Ma'am, I have my bachelor's and master's in psychology. What are you talking about? You need to go to TT.
He did
Oh,
that for me.
Where are you? Wherever
He
you
did
are.
that for me. Just for me.
Just for you. Just for you, Auntie Lil.
JUSTFRME.
Speaking of for me, we are headed into our topic for
Right.
today.
Right. We do have a topic. Yes,
We do have an
we
episode of
do.
this. We do.
We do. We do.
Well, again, welcome back to Mics Moms and Mayhem. Honey, we are the podcast where we hold space for the chaos, as you can see, the clarity, and hopefully some healing. So what's going on today, babe?
Ooh, so today we are stepping out of some storm and into some sunshine. We were talking about what are we going to talk about this week? And we was like, we need to just do something light. We've had some deep, heavy, necessary conversations, but now it's time for us to fill our cups back up.
Yes.
It's time for some refilling. So we're going to do something a little light this week.
Absolutely. This is a soul care episode. So we are giving permission. We are now handing out permission slips, not only for you, but for us as women to what? Love ourselves out loud, not quietly. This is
Yes.
not a
Yes.
quiet applause. We are doing this out loud
We are doing
today.
it.
No
Absolutely.
secrecy. No secrecy, honey. We're doing it out loud today.
Absolutely. We are talking about clapping for yourself because, baby, sometimes the world forgets to say well done. And in
Woo!
case no one has told you lately, we see you. We see you.
You know what? Just to think about, again, I'm a proud mom. I really am. But I remember just one thought throughout such an amazing weekend last weekend. And I was like, of course, my husband right along with me. So I don't want to leave him out by no means. But I let out a sigh of relief and I was like, Kelly, you did this. And I don't say that often. We're all in a hustle and bustle of trying to figure out whether we've done it right or have we been there enough? Have we made all the right decisions and we have not made, we haven't been there. We may have missed some things along the way. But I let out a sigh of relief when I said, Kelly, you did this. You know, you
You
had
did.
understanding
Yeah.
in this. And
You had
I don't say that often. And I know we as women do not applaud ourselves because we always in that zone, in that mom zone, that wife zone, you know, just a person zone. So if nobody else deserves this, we are going to celebrate you, our audience, and we're going to celebrate ourselves. You know,
absolutely.
yeah. And whoo, honey, everybody take a sigh of relief, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. You did it, girl. You did it.
Look, I'm gonna echo your sentiment on that on a lower scale, but no less important scale because my baby finished 6th grade and nobody went to jail. I didn't need bail money. Let me tell you something,
And that in and of itself.
girl. When he got off that bus Friday, I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Oh,
Like I could
yeah.
exhale because when I tell you
Yes. Yes.
he had honors day on Wednesday, and when they were going back to the class, we were standing in the hall and they were walking past, and one of his teachers who I love stopped, and she was like, "Girl, we did it," and I was like, "Ah."
Oh,
When
the
I tell
teacher.
you,
Yes,
it
teacher.
takes a village. That
Woo.
transition year, hormones and trying to figure out friends and new people and all these different things. And we
Yes.
had a couple of issues, but
Yes.
nothing really major. So I was just so thankful for the village that I started with his teachers. He had 2 teachers that I was just like, you are a part of our families now. Like you are my person. Like, girl, I was hugging them and kissing their faces, and they were just like, okay. And I'm like, no, it's that important. You do not
Oh,
know
yeah.
how much that representation matters, how much I could literally pick up that app and say whatever, whatever, whatever. And they'd be like, girl, we got you. We good. And that is just so important. So you're right. Anytime I think about Honors Day and things like that, I think about my husband because pre-K through 5, when my youngest was in elementary school, Hubs took him to school and picked him up every day because his school was right by his job. So that was his thing. And we don't think about it, but like when your baby gets the perfect attendance award, you know. And so our baby got perfect attendance last year, and Hubs was like, I feel like that's more for me. And I was like, it is, because you got
Yes.
up, you got in
Yes.
there. But we just don't think about giving ourselves any pats on the back or kudos. So I know it's not Morehouse, but I'm telling you something, 6th grade was
Child,
rough.
honey, the what is it? The essence of Morehouse is everywhere, right? You know, it doesn't always have to be out here. Of course, you know, yeah, Morehouse has its prestige, but the Morehouse is in everything we do. You know, I hope that makes sense. I hope that
It
comes
does.
across to everything. You know, the Spellmans are everywhere. Look, the Harvards are in every situation, right? We can think about that in so many aspects of our lives.
Yeah.
So no, we're not diminishing nothing at all because that's a big thing. That's a huge
Yes.
thing.
It's
Teachers, I know, look, we are on the higher ed end of it, so we know what our sigh of relief is. But oh my gosh, public school
K
systems,
through 12.
honey, middle school, because look, my baby just finished 8th grade. And when I tell you this has been the worst year ever for her, the worst year ever for her, the absolute
Girl. It was a few
worst.
times when I was like, "Can I go kick somebody ass?" Because let me tell
Listen,
you something,
oh, oh, you
girl,
know,
it was a few times in there when we would be talking, I'd be like, "Do you need me? Tag me in, tag
that's
me
it.
in,
That's
'cause my
it.
goodness,
That's it. I promise. And
girl."
look, so just sigh of relief for just
Sigh of
all
relief, yeah.
board.
Let's let that be the first clap on the back. Did you get your kids through the school year this year? I know we're like in the end of May, getting towards the beginning of June. So it's about that time, around the same time for everybody. Did your kid make it through school? Did
Yes,
you make it through your kid making it
yes.
through school? Clap
Look,
yourself on the back, sis, because that is an achievement in of itself. Did your child make it to school? Did you not have to get in the jail report?
honey, that right there, look, that part.
That is something to be celebrated.
That is
That is something
something
to
to
be
be
celebrated. If you
celebrated.
are a teacher right now, any teachers, thank you, thank you, thank you. Girl, it would be so bad at my little one's school that I would I would text his teachers every now and then and be like, I feel like I need to tell you thank you for your service. Like I used to tell the military, but I'm like, no, thank
Oh,
you for your service because you are in a war
war,
zone
war
in
zone,
those schools. Like, oh
war
my
zone, war
gosh.
zone.
Oh,
And the more things change, the more decisions are made. The
uncertainty,
Yeah, yeah,
uncertainty.
the less thought of our teachers. Teachers are not
Yeah,
given their greatest props at all. Look, we already know that they're underpaid, underpaid,
underpaid,
overworked,
underappreciated, overworked.
honey, all the things. Teachers get a bad rap, and there are some bad teachers. There
Oh, yeah.
are some bad, horrible teachers. But the
Oh,
ones that are truly good, like the ones you mentioned, the ones that I know of, I have a lot of teacher friends who continue to give their all
yeah,
in various locations, various parts of the world that I know deserve
all the things,
all
all
the
the
things.
things, girl.
All
It's a thankless job,
it
and you know, going back to our topic, when I was a single mom, I was young, I didn't get it, but now that I'm a little bit older and I know a little bit more, like you are really putting in some foundational pieces to these children's lives. And
is.
you
Yes.
know, by the time they get to us, we see
Mm,
either the impacts that y'all have had
woo,
or the
yes,
trauma that y'all have created.
say
And
that.
so a lot of, it's indicative in the way they perform and behave at the collegiate level. So it is such an important role. It is such an important job. And, we want to give y'all flowers because let me tell you something. I say all the time, I could only teach adults. I could not teach kids. That is not my
Woo,
calling. That is
listen,
not my mission. I
listen.
promise you, you don't want me to teach your kids nothing.
Oh,
Nothing. Girl, look, I'm gonna be doing a presentation for some recent high school graduates in the next week. And I am asking God to bridle my tongue now because let me tell you something. I try to be real respectful when I'm dealing with other people's kids in the education
honey.
setting because my T mouth is real reckless. Because I want to be like, let me tell y'all something. Go out here acting crazy, huh? But I know I have to like dial it, and it's so hard for me. I get
I may
so
need to come. I may need to come with you.
you might need to and just be in the back, like,
Need to
right?
come.
Because it's a struggle.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
especially if they ask me real questions, and I'd be like, "Y'all want the truth? Okay, here's the truth.
You know when that is, because
It's June 6th, and I need help. It's a Friday. Please show up. Oh, you
I'm
ain't even gonna be here, girl.
Lord. I'm gonna need
It's
me
in
to be
God's hands. It's in God's hands.
really it. Oh Lord, y'all. I have touched every aspect of the academic world. Pre-K, kindergarten, elementary. I refuse to do middle school because, honey, those ages, and we know yours have started and mine is ending. So I refuse to do middle school, but I've done high
Mhm.
school. I've touched every aspect. And whew, look, the world is heavy, but you are still here. You're still here.
Listen.
Still here. And that deserves a clap. It really
It
does.
does, it does, and let's just be real, the world does feel so heavy right now. We were at my home yesterday, and we decided to get something to eat, and they had TV playing. We were just looking at the news, and it was just like looking at this world news, and I can't even remember what country it was, but these people were out in the streets protesting, and they were chanting "Death to America," and I was like, "Wait a minute." We
Child.
didn't all do nothing. It ain't all us, and we're seeing war, we're seeing injustice, we're seeing divisiveness, we're seeing personal struggles, uncertainty, girl. And look, this is supposed to be a light episode, but it does come from a heavy place
Yeah.
because it's so much happening in the world. And Hubs and I were having this conversation the other day. We're in a controversial perspective, and I know why, but we were having this conversation. And I remember I was like, okay, Jesus, for real. Like we trying to be good people down here. We are trying, and and what? Like what?
What?
Between the political atmosphere is so much uncertainty. and we don't know what to do anymore. And you understand why people get apathetic, and you understand why people want to check out because you're just like, I'm doing my part. And then between that and then other thing, you just can't get a reprieve. And it's heavy, but we're still here. We're still here. Native land Auntie Angela and cousin Tiffany and Uncle Andrew would say, we can't stop. We can't what they say, resting is what was the topic? Rest is it's not resistance, but it was a word they used where basically they were saying we cannot stop, but it's hard because it gets heavy. And for people who are in the trenches fighting on that realm, we see you and we appreciate you. We really do because it's really hard right now.
It is. It's
Really
a
hard.
lot. It is a lot. And like you say, chaos is everywhere. And it's easy to forget that look, we are still here. We're still trying to fight. We're still trying to just live. We're just still trying to live every
Mhm.
minute by minute, day
Listen,
we're still standing, we're still waking up, we're trying, and I need for us to know that all that matters
it
still.
matters. It absolutely matters. And I know we joke about being the strong friend or, I'm every woman, it's all in me. But the truth is, being strong all of the time is just exhausting. It is just exhausting. Sometimes we just need to say, you know what? I had a
Mm,
win today. I'm proud of me. If you don't see what I did, right? What does the song say? Speak over yourself,
yeah,
encourage yourself. But we've been so conditioned to not do that, right? As my mom would say, you don't congratulate a fish for swimming. So we've
oh,
just kind of taken the celebration out of our accomplishments, no matter how small they are. And one of the things I tell my students all the time, sometimes the win is just getting there. Sometimes the win is I made it. I walked in the door. I might have been late, but I'm here. And so we have to celebrate those little victories because they matter so much. They matter.
matter.
They
They do.
matter.
They do. I don't say I'm proud of me a lot. I don't. I am always in the hustle and bustle. I am always just trying to figure it out. I'm always making sure that everything is okay. I'm checking in. I have this other factor that's going on. So I got to make sure all that is okay on that end. So I don't say I'm proud of you. I don't say, Kelly, you did a great job. I don't.
Yeah.
And I think that is just so important. It's like we're waiting for permission to feel proud.
Yeah.
We're
Because
waiting
that's how we,
for
especially people of color, that is how we have been conditioned to think because we operate in silence. And you can argue both sides of it because, we do need to normalize people doing what they're supposed to do.
right,
But also
right.
we need to normalize the fact that I did it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's okay to say I did good and I'm proud of myself. And I know that's controversial, especially in the psychology and mental health side, this idea of you shouldn't tell people you're proud of them because then they're just doing stuff, for the pride. But hell, it's okay to say I'm proud of you. And sometimes that starts with yourself, just acknowledging the little things that you did, the little wins. It wasn't perfect, but I showed up and I gave it my all, right? I left it all on the field, right? Or
um,
whatever it is. And we have got to normalize being okay with being proud of the little things.
yeah,
Girl, I
yeah,
got up this morning and started cleaning my shower. Who am I? Like, who am I? Because I was like, you know what? It's not even supposed to be this color, Jesus. Let me get in here and act like I got some sense. And you know what? That was my little win for today. I started off on a good note. Then Hubs was like, "Hey, if you do all that, I'll scrub it. I'll do all that. Say less, and we're proud of ourselves. It wasn't supposed to be that color,
right. I look around my environment and it's World War
girl.
Five.
Let me say something.
So I'm not even gonna talk about a shower in the
Hey, little victory. Look, at least we know we're using it, which is a victory in of itself. There's another victory,
okay,
right?
look,
But
yeah, the
because, girl,
bottom.
it's the little thing, but we're so conditioned to think, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, we are, but there are some people who couldn't do that today. And I always say, somebody's looking at us thinking, gosh, I wish that's all I had to go through. So count it all joy and relish in the fact that I had a small win today. And it don't mean nothing to you, and it ain't gotta mean nothing to you, but it means something to me.
Yeah, and not only clapping for ourselves, but clapping for others as
Yeah.
well. We are conditioned to just keep it moving, and we're just doing this. Keep it,
Tunnel
and not
vision.
looking out
Yeah.
everybody else to say, you know what, you really did a great job, or
Yeah.
you are amazing, or you know what, I
Giving
think
people their flowers.
people flowers, right?
Giving them their flowers.
Right, right.
Yeah.
We don't do that enough as well. The old saying is when it's time for the funeral, you have all these great things to say, all these accolades, and all these, oh, they did this, and oh, they were great, and oh, and you think about it and say, did you actually tell them that when they were living,
Yet living.
doing,
Yeah.
when they were
Yeah.
actually doing the things? Did you actually say thank you, or you did a great job? This world beats us down every day.
Enough. It beats us down enough
We don't have to
for
keep doing
sure.
it to each other.
No,
We have to
we
keep
don't. We
doing
don't.
it. So
While we're talking about the world beating us down enough, let's talk about this idea of being enough.
yes.
Because society would have you thinking you need to earn your worth. Let me tell you something. If you listen to society, come on, look, Uncle DL, here you go again, Uncle DL. We shouting you out again. Society would have us to believe that we can just not exist in this space that we're going to call mediocre, right? Society would have you to believe you got to be bulletproof. You got to have glitter sparkling off of you. You got to be at 1,000 all the time. You have to be the exception. And just have you thinking that you showing up as you are is just not enough. And that could be further than the truth. You don't need to earn your worth. You are
Woo!
worthy just being you, just existing, just being in this space. Because one thing that I know for sure, nothing is by accident, right? We are all here at this time, at this moment, in these places that we are in, not by accident, but because it was all intentionally designed. And so you just showing up as you are with
Mm,
whatever flaws you think you have, with whatever shortcomings you think you have, with whatever brilliance you bring in the room with you, you
come
are
on,
worthy.
come
You
on.
are worthy just as you are. And
Yeah.
you know what? And I was having this conversation with a good friend of mine the other day. I was telling him sometimes we just get in this autopilot mode. And I know I'm guilty of it. I've had young women reach out to me and say, I really want you to mentor me. And for a while, I'll just be like, no, I'm good. No, girl, I don't have it all together. Not realizing they see something in me. And just because I don't see it in myself doesn't mean it doesn't have value in it. So now if anybody asks me, I'm like, yep, come on, because I don't know what seeds that I may be able to plant in their lives. But again, the world had me thinking that I wasn't worthy to help people or to try to speak life into people or try to help, whatever. So we are worthy. We are enough just as we are. We are truly enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think if we don't think that we're constantly grinding, achieving, pleasing everyone, right? Because we pleasing, right?
Mhm,
Then we're falling short, right? I think that's just ingrained thoughts that we grew up with. But the truth is, we are enough. You are
mhm,
enough right
mhm.
now. You are enough right now. Messy bun. Look, honey, this bush that's under this hat right here,
Listen, listen. The
broken
band
heart.
holding the edges in. Little,
You may have a broken heart. That to-do list may be
mhm,
unfinished,
mhm.
and all, but you are enough right now. So just
Yeah.
stop, take a beat. Again, breathe in, breathe out, and say, you did it. You're good. You're okay. Wherever you may be in your life, in your day, in your hour, you're okay. You're good. You're enough. And I just don't think we say that enough. I don't say that
We
enough.
don't.
We just
And don't
always
need to become anyone else to be worthy. Your existence
mm,
is already proof of purpose. Again,
oh,
nothing is by
good.
accident.
That's good.
If you think about it, each one of us has a different journey, a different path, a different process, but all moments lead us to intersect with people and situations and things at the time that we are meant to do that. And that's not by accident. It was not by accident that Kellyanne came into my life, nor
Mm,
I came into hers, right? And the
correct.
fact that when we met each other, it was like, shh, right? We were just there. That's not by accident. And so we have to understand that. I would say, I think at some level we connected on some brokenness. because we were both feeling disengaged
Yep.
and disenchanted, and we was just like
All the diss.
all the disses and all the misses and all the unders, right? We were connecting on that
Woo!
because but
Yes.
that's what brought us together, and that's what ended up being so beautiful about our friendship was that we resonated. There are days, my girl, remember the last week of last semester, I know at least 3 days I came home and said I quit. Like I quit. I don't want to. I'm not going
At
back.
least
Like
3 days.
at least 3 days out of five, actually out of four, because I was just like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure I'm supposed to be teaching people? I don't feel like I'm teaching people. Are you?"
Yeah.
It was
You had a rough ending too.
girl.
You had a rough oh, the stories, honey.
Why? Why? Don't come back. Don't. Why are you here? Okay,
Let's move on. Let's move on.
let's move on. Let's move on.
I love the statement of you are already proof of purpose. You are already proof of purpose. And, just like you cheer for your kids, you cheer for your friends, your coworkers, because I really try to applaud Dr. Lillian, Dr. Williams on a daily basis. I really try to applaud my sister. I really try to applaud those that are around me on a consistent level, but you absolutely deserve the cheer too. And I want us to really drive that home on this episode. We want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate us because we just don't celebrate ourselves
We
enough.
don't.
We don't
We
celebrate
don't.
ourselves enough.
We
And this may be very different from what we hear on a daily basis, right? Because we don't hear that
no.
all the time. So,
No.
look,
No.
hey, you are proof of purpose. You're proof of purpose
Yes.
by waking up, just by getting up, just by breathing the air that we are allowed to breathe every time we wake up. That is the sign that you are proof of purpose. And I want
Yeah.
to drive that home. I'm encouraging myself because I need it. I need it. It's a struggle. It's been a struggle. Waking up, getting out the bed is my struggle. It's been my struggle for a while, And so when I'm able to put my feet on the ground and actually get up out that bed, those who know, look, if you know, you know.
You know.
Those who know is if I'm able to put my feet on the floor and actually get up physically out of the bed, then I know that that is my proof of purpose. So yes,
Mhm.
this episode is
Mhm.
encouraging myself as well. Definitely.
Yeah. So one of the things we really want to be intentional about articulating is we're going to normalize waking up. We're going to normalize looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, "Hey girl, I see you.
Mm,
You've already been through a lot and you're still showing up." And
woo,
that's okay. Cuz guess what? The battle ain't won, right? We still in it, but we've overcome some little small. Well, how about we say this? The war is not won, but we've already had some wins in this battle, right? And we need to normalize being okay with those little wins, being okay with those small victories. And sometimes, as Sis just said, the victory is I put my feet on the ground and I stood up
woo,
out this bed. And you
woo.
start there. It doesn't have to be this monumental achievement,
Yeah,
but understanding sometimes those small achievements are monumental achievements, especially when you are going through some things. So normalize looking at yourself in the mirror, speaking positivity over yourself, loving on yourself a little bit. The way we pour into everybody else, normalize doing that for yourself because look at what you have already achieved.
yeah,
Somebody somewhere counted you out. Somebody somewhere said they ain't never gonna be able to do this. She ain't, look, your daddy wasn't nothing, so you ain't gonna be nothing either. Your mama ain't, so you ain't either, right? And
yeah,
you persevered, you went on in spite of, and normalize appreciating the journey, appreciating controversial, but appreciate some of those bumps and those things along the way because you overcame them and you didn't know your own strength until you had to get back up. Chadwick Boseman has this really awesome quote that says, sometimes you need to get knocked down to
mm,
understand where your fight is. And you got back up. You got back up. Somebody thought you was down for the 10 count
yeah,
and
yeah,
you got back up
yeah, yeah.
and
I'm really,
normalize saying that's enough.
ooh, I'm really fighting back tears. I really am. And I'm trying, I'm trying
Let it out, sis. Let it out. Because let me tell you
fight back
something.
tears because it has been a struggle. It really, really has.
Sometimes I'll come home and Hubs will be like, because Hubs don't remember nobody's name. It don't matter. You could be in our like 20 years. He'd be like, what's the old boy? How old boy? What old boy? Can you give me some more discerning features? His I know you talking about. And sometimes he'll be like, how's old girl doing with the husband? And I'll be like, oh, Kellyanne. He'd be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be like, you know what? Let me tell you something. She's still in there because sis, you are a bad mother. Shut your mouth,
Child.
girl. And the fact that y'all don't even know sis was still working. Sis had to take on somebody else's class at the end. And sis maid was out here making t-shirts and showed up for her son and got to see him walk across that stage. Like you, honey, I was tired for you. I was tired on your behalf. But you did it. You did it. You never missed a beat. You
Oh,
never missed a beat.
mm.
You
But
never missed a
the
beat.
struggle is I don't see any of that. I
Girl,
don't.
you own it, honey. I was sitting there like, look, and on top of that, you don't sleep. So I'm like, so she never missed a beat and she didn't go to sleep. Like, what? This
I
girl,
love it.
listen.
A lot of this is I don't sleep. I do not sleep. What time I sent you these scripts? It had to be about
The first thing I do when I wake
something.
up in the morning, I'm like, let me see what time she was up. Yep, she was up. Because look, them texts be coming through. I'm like, she was still up. I know she was still up. Girl,
Oh my God, it's coming. It's really
girl.
coming. Look, I don't. I do not. And I don't know. don't I don't know. I don't know how I am still walking. I don't. I don't.
You know what? I'm not trying to normalize not
Oh,
getting rest because I
oh
do
my
want you to prioritize rest. But some people do their best work that way. Sometimes people,
God.
sleep for 2 or 3 hours, get up and go, and then rest here and there, get up and go, and that's how they function. And I'm gonna tell you something, girl. Every time we talk, you like, oh, I just learned about this thing and I just figured out this, and now we got that. And I'm like, oh, wait, what? Okay, teach me about. Like you are on it, girl. If you set in your mind that you are gonna do something, you do it. And I think that is to be commended. You remember that time you was like, I'm gonna show you this because I'm gonna teach you how to fish. And you remember what I said?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
I don't want to fish. I asked for no fish. I ain't even hungry. Like you are on it, sis. You will be like, I heard this in the wind. I'm gonna figure out what this is. And next thing you know, girl, we got a this, we got a that. And I'm like, we do? What's that? As long
Yeah.
as you know. Cause
Yeah.
you be on it, sis. You be on it, sis. You are awesome. You are
To
awesome.
get us. Look, I'm trying to get us, honey. Because what
You got us.
we
Let me
look,
tell
we got
y'all something.
some goals, right?
If y'all are not reaching out to ABC Mom Biz for all your digital and web needs, what are you doing?
Mm.
What are you doing with your life? Because sis
Oh,
is on it. Let me tell you something. Sis will learn about something today and be a master of it tomorrow. Remember one time I reached out to you and was like, I just learned about this. She was like, we already have that. Oh, well, oh, okay. We did that 2 weeks ago. I'm like, it just came out today. You're like, I already knew it was coming. And I already learned it ahead of time. Okay. All right.
I can't stop. I can't stop. Oh my God. Honey, I'm struggling. Honey,
Let
I'm
it out, girl.
struggling.
Let it out. Let
Struggling,
it
but I
out.
cannot applaud myself. I'm okay with applauding others. I cannot. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that feels like. I just don't. I don't. CJ 22. He went through pre-K, he went through elementary, middle school, high school, and did great. I don't talk about my second son because he's just so quiet and so private. Just thinking about him and where he is and where he's going and our conversations. I love my conversations with Bryce. Bryce is the middle child. And they say the middle child is your conscience. The middle child is your inner child that never got to do what they really wanted to do. He says everything I want to say. He thinks about everything. So I love my conversations with Bryce. I really do. I hold them dear to my heart. The things that he wants to do, his dreams, his goals, and how I'm trying to figure out how to help him make his goals come true. CJ is good. I'm gonna get Aaliyah where she need to be, but Bryce, that's my heart. That is my heartstring. So I'm always on my grind. So I'm not able to just sit back and relax and take a sigh of relief and say, okay, Kelly, you're good. You did good. I
Yeah.
can't, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can say, Lillian, you are great. Lillian, you are, this orator. And I don't think you realize that you are, but you are this great orator. So I'm gonna put your tail to work in some
Okay.
upcoming stuff. So yeah,
For I know the plans I have for you.
right, listen, the good word said
Right.
itself. But I can say a lot about others. It's just hard. So this clapping for me today episode is hard. It's hard.
But you know what? And I'm gonna say this, and I want you to hear me when I say this, sis. And you know, I'm not gonna fluff you. If I didn't have nothing good to say, I just wouldn't say. I'd be like, okay, let's move on. I really want to say this to you. Anytime you're feeling doubtful about what you've done, what you've overcome, all the things you've done. I want you to look at those 3 babies because your babies are when I tell y'all, first of all, as a boy mom, her oldest 2 are boys. That's our little connection. But your boys are sweet. They are thoughtful. They are respectful. Like the other day when we called Bryce and you was like, Miss Lillian's son just got this phone. She need help. He was like, what she need help with? He ain't be like, why are you calling me? They can't go to Verizon. He was like, what you need? What are you trying to do? Here we go. Right. And even for you to be like, CJ said you did good. Like your kids are phenomenal. Yeah. When I was like, yeah, I need some braids over here. Can you come over here? She was like, yep. Like your kids are so mannerable. They are thoughtful. They are respectful. They are doing good. Look at your babies and see how good you have. Like they are literally the walking representation of how good of a mother you are, how good of a person you are, how good of a woman you are. It is woven into your children and girls. So anytime you like, I don't see it, look in their face. That's it. It's looking back at you. Cause girl, when I tell you, I don't even like kids like that. You know what I'm saying? And I love your kids. Ain't none of your kids ever got on my nerves. Like when I tell you, sis, you have done so good. You and Hubs, y'all have done so good. So anytime you're feeling like, I don't see it, look at them. Look at them because they are literally the walking representation, manifestation, and example of what you have done. It's there. Your son is a Black man who went to Morehouse and graduated at a high level. Come on, sis. Come on, sis. Everybody can't say that, right? Everybody can't. Some people, look, your kids ain't never been arrested. They not in jail. We didn't have to go visit no grave site.
What is the wood? Jeez.
Come on, sis. Like when you start saying, I don't see it, I see it. I see it. Your kids are loving. They are respectful. And I'm not saying that to say my kids ain't, if that's what but
You're not, because they
let me
are.
tell you something. Your kids are just so sweet. They are just so sweet and so thoughtful and encouraging. And the way they just rally around. And girl, anytime you feeling like I don't see it, look at your baby.
Sure.
It's right there. It's right there, sis.
I can't. Can we move on?
Because the apple ain't gonna fall far from the tree, sis. And I'm looking at them apples. I see them apples, girl, and I'm like, I know y'all came from some good stock.
Okay.
They was cut from a good cloth. Girl, let
Move
me tell you, your
on.
babies are phenomenal. Your babies are phenomenal.
Jeez, come on. Let's go. I can't do this. I
That's
thought
all
this was
right.
supposed to be
Your
a
babies
happy
are.
episode. I thought this was supposed to be.
It is a good episode.
Oh my
Let me tell you
God.
something.
I
You
can't
are
do
a
this.
woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That is you. And I see the evidence of that. I'm not just saying that because I like you, because I love you. I'm saying that because I have seen the epitome of what you have done and what you can do as represented by your children. So this ain't something you just started doing today. It ain't something you just started doing last week. This has been 22 some odd years in the making, sis. Pat yourself on the back. Take a bow, Miss Powers. You have just okay.
This clown has called me Miss Powell for the last couple months, and I hate it.
Girl, it was that blowout. When you had that blowout, I was like, what in the lean on me? Okay. I wish I could show y'all Sis ID picture, because girl, when I saw your that blowout on that ID, I was like, oh.
And we would insert the picture just for you.
And as y'all see it, I know y'all got to hear.
Oh gosh. Well, okay, so then now it's my
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. I'm
now
back.
it's
I'm
my
back,
turn
friend.
because you're not gonna look.
I'm back.
You're not looking at gaslight me, and you're not gonna get gaslighted too.
No, it ain't. It's not my time. It's not my. And see, that's another thing we have got to stop doing, sis. Sit in that. Sit in that and enjoy that. Receive that. Let that rain on you like sun rays and absorbing your skin. You are an awesome mama. It ain't about you having to give nobody else flowers. It's let's pour some on Kelly for a second. And it's okay for you to keep that. It's okay, girl. You are a great mom. Hey, there are parents way worse than you. Didn't the book tell you?
Where's my
Did you
book?
forget? Did you forget?
I used to have it on the side. Where's the book?
Did you forget? And you know what? And I was telling my mom this not too long ago, because I grew up with people. Now my mama, let me tell you something. I love my mom, but she get on my nerves. And I'm sure I get on hers. But I am so thankful. I have had friends who was like, I can't leave my purse around my mama.
Mm,
I have friends who be like, I can't trust my mama around my man.
oh,
I don't trust my mom with my children. I've had to cut them off because of whatever, right? And that's not the experience that we have, right? That's not the reality that you have. And girl, enjoy that. Like, enjoy that. Because it could have been the other way. It could have been another conversation that we were having today. So I want you to just let that pour on you and envelop you and just cover you. And when you're feeling like you are not enough or less than, you have 3 examples of how awesome you are right here, real time, that you can look at and see. So I just want you to just let this be your moment, sis. Let me clap for you. Let me tell you how good of a job you have done, because baby, and guess what? Out of everybody, you got the reason to tap out. I
that's
can
my
think of at least 3 reasons right now that I'd be like, no, sis, you can sit this out. No, we're not gonna begrudge you, but you keep showing up. You keep showing up. So sis, look, let me just put here go your flowers. Sprinkle your flowers on you, because girl, you are doing a good job.
thank you,
And
Lily.
and and I know this isn't the part we should celebrate, but the fact that people don't even realize how tired you are, like people don't even realize. They don't even realize. They just like, oh, can you do this? And you be like, what time? They don't even realize. And most of the time, you just in the crowd somewhere listening for your name, but you be in the crowd. You be
All
there. You made it. So, girl, it's okay. Like, clap for yourself, sis. We gonna normal, because guess what? You would not speak that on Yaya. You want her to be the kind of woman who is gonna see what she has done, and the only way she is gonna see that is you have got to model that for her. So we have got to normalize, when you did a good job. And sometimes the good job is I put on a t-shirt,
Child.
I put this hat over my head, so I could go.
Right, I brush my teeth.
Listen, all of them, not just the front one, but all of them. I didn't just take a whole bath. I actually got in the shower today. Yeah, that's a win. Like you gotta celebrate those moments, because it's, honey,
Oh, jeez.
you
Okay.
gotta celebrate those moments.
I love you, Lillian. I
I
really,
love you too. I
really,
love you too.
I thank you. I do appreciate you. I do. It's hard to hear those things because I don't want to sit in it. I don't want to hear it. I just, uh, this is not
You
supposed to be. crying
All
episode.
right. And I just want you to appreciate the fact that God knew you needed me. And even though he sent you in the lion's den, I was there and I got you. In the cougar den, I got you. Okay, we'll edit that out.
You just have to, you just have to push the envelope.
I do. But you knew that about me. You know that's what I do. That's what I do.
God,
You're
this is supposed
welcome.
to be a happy episode.
It is happiness. Those are happy tears,
Thank
girl.
you. No, I don't know.
Happy
I
tears.
don't know what them tears are. These tears are honey, but I appreciate it. I really do.
You're welcome.
I really
You
do.
will.
All right, so let's talk about these
Right.
practical ways of starting to clap for ourselves. Because as you see, it's very hard for
Yeah.
me to do that. So, what are some practical ways we can do that? What does that actually look like in real life? Obviously, I need to know. It's obvious. I don't practice these at all in my life, and I need to start. It's hard to clap for yourself when you don't see it, or when you don't stop to look at it, when you don't stop to see it. If everybody else can see it, you know that you're moving too fast and
Yeah.
you're not taking time to appreciate who you are. And
Hmm.
I think that's a part of mental health as well, if you really think about it,
Absolutely.
right? So let's look at some ways. Teach me those ways, sis. Teach me.
So you're gonna hate this, but I'm gonna
Oh,
say it anyway
no, I
because I'm
do.
gonna tell you something. As
No,
I know you're the digital person, but keeping my journal, and I'm gonna tell you the easiest thing that I do is I write down some affirmations. And I've told you this before. When I journal, I start at the top of every journal entry. It's 3 things that I'm grateful for, and sometimes it's just waking up.
mhm.
But then I start thinking, all my boys are safe, all my kids are home, I'm laying next to this or whatever. It could be the littlest thing, but start looking at things you can be grateful for, the
Yeah.
victories you are, even if it's repeated victories. Victories is victories. Even if it's, you know what, me and my mama had a talk today and I don't dislike her at this point. That's a win. You have to look at those little victories and be grateful for those things. One of my friends and I, we were talking, our mamas get on our nerves. And I mean, let's be real. People get on your nerves. It's what it is. And sometimes we're in a place where I could be like, Mama, I love you, but you're getting on my nerves, right? But we're appreciative of that because somebody somewhere wish their mama was getting on their nerves because their mama's not here anymore.
Mhm.
One day, girl, my mama blew my phone up one day, and I was like, because the code is if I call you back to back, something's wrong. And I'm teaching, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, let me find a minute so I can call her back. What's going on? And I answer the phone. I'm like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, you need some bread. But you know what? My friend girl had to put that in perspective for me. She was like, one day we are gonna wish our mama was calling us to ask us something stupid. We're gonna
God.
wish our mama was calling us just be like, what was the name of that thing I ate at McDonald's last week that I said I like? And you're gonna be like, it was a Chick-fil-A, a Chick-fil-A, or was it a fish fillet?
Uh-huh.
So we want to start there, being grateful, looking at things from a different perspective. A lot of times we see our glasses as being half empty when they are truly half full. So, affirmations, gratefulness, mindset shifts. And I really wish we could figure out a way to prioritize and normalize speaking to yourself as you would speak to other people that you love. You
Mm,
would never look at your child or your mother or your cousin or your sister and say those negative things. So why is it that we feel like we're not deserving of that as well? So it could be something as little as looking in the mirror and just saying, you got up,
mhm, mhm,
you got out, or whatever. So affirmations is a really good way. Gratitude is a really good way. And as you can kind of work on that mindset shift, my psychology person that you said you're a psychology person, right? That placebo effect, right? If I can change my mind to start thinking more positively,
yeah,
that
that's
positivity is going to resonate throughout me, right? And it could be just, again, looking at things a little bit differently. Somebody somewhere has a 13-year-old that ain't talking to them.
mm, hmm,
Your child trying to get in your skin.
literally.
And that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Woo! honey,
I had to
honey.
tell my youngest one that the other day because when he was walking after Honors Day, we were walking down the hall and all the kids were out there, all the parents were out there, and he walked past me and I grabbed him, I pulled him out of the line and I started kissing on his face. I was hugging him, I was telling him I love him, and he was like, "Mom, why did you do that?" And I was like, "Because somebody somewhere, Mama didn't show up." And I
Yeah,
want you to know your mama showed up. Somebody somewhere wish their mama would pull them out of line and kiss their face. And I don't ever want you to take for granted that I don't care where you are. If you are in school, if you are at home, if we are in Walmart, if we are in Lowe's, I love you. I will kiss on your face, and we have to, normalize that for them. And I told him, I said, don't ever be ashamed for the people who love you in your life to tell you that they love you, no matter who's looking. And I
yeah,
know as a kid, you don't always appreciate that,
yeah,
but
yeah,
man, I would have loved to have an honors day and look up and my mama would have been standing there, right? She was at work. She wasn't gonna get off work for nothing, right? So we need to start speaking that into our kids early on and letting them see, especially Black people. We have this idea, don't congratulate me for being a good parent. I'm supposed to be. But there are parents who ain't. They
yeah,
still supposed to be too, and they're not.
yeah,
So, girls see that and embrace that. So it could be something, the practical things, affirmations. I'm enough. I'm worthy. I've already overcome things. I can do hard things. Something as simple as just acknowledging I can do difficult things, right? You have gone to grad school. You have had these jobs, so you know what you are capable of. So speak those affirmations over yourself. Speak them over your children. Put that positivity in your home so it'll reverberate those walls and resonate and bounce off the walls and come back and hit you. So gratitude is a very easy way. And mind you, these things are free. It's
yeah.
literally you just taking time to speak them, to say them out loud, to think them. Maybe even before you can articulate them, start thinking them. And as you get a little bit more comfortable with that, you'll be able to do that a lot more. And
Let's
remind yourself of who you are daily, sis. That's why you need to cuss because I'm tell you something. You need to look at yourself and be like, I'm Kelly. Dang, better recognize.
I would never say those words.
Okay. I'll say them for you. It's fine. It's fine. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Let's go back because if there are those probably like me who have a challenge with that mind shift, because that mind shift I know is so important. How does one do that? Can you speak on that? Oh, great thou.
You have to be intentional about wanting to make the change, right? Because first of all, we know change is only going to come when we are motivated to do it. But it
Mm,
doesn't have to be this grand process. It could be something small like, how about maybe if I'm not speaking positivity over myself, I'm going to stop speaking negativity. So maybe I'm not to the point where I can articulate how good I am, but I'm going to stop focusing on how bad I think I am. Or I'm going to stop speaking to me the way that I would not allow other people to speak to me. So it could be just like little movements that can end up being monumental, but it has to be a conscious decision that I want to do better and I want to understand that I'm enough. And if you truly hear that you are enough, then you will start. It don't, like, again, it doesn't have to be moving the whole mountain, but maybe I could just walk up and kick a rock, right? It could be just something as simple as saying, I'm not ready to speak positivity, but I'm gonna stop tearing myself down.
mhm, mhm,
I'm gonna give myself the same grace and mercy that I afford other people. I'm going to
mm,
start setting boundaries and actually sticking to those boundaries. So if I tell you no, I mean no, right?
mm,
And it could be those small things. And once you see the power from that, it can snowball to other things, to, other movements, to other things. So don't think about it as this big, okay, I got to just start looking at everything Kelly does as positive. Well, let's just maybe not look at negative.
mm.
And maybe that's a way, somewhere you can get started.
I heard somebody say something about what self-love receipts, So every time you do something that makes you feel like there's some growth or there's some type of healing, those are considered self-love receipt list. That was something that was profound to me because look, we love keeping receipts of everything else. So why not keep self-love receipts, right? So every time something positive happens, there's a growth, there's some type of healing, there's a closure, there's
Yeah.
a growth step. Writing it down and you'll be able to go back and see them or read them later on to say, okay, that did happen. I did that or that kind of thing. I guess it reminds you of making progress. So even when it feels slow, you're still doing it. So that
Yeah,
one foot in front of the other,
absolutely.
just writing it down. Self-love receipt.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah. And guess what a self-love receipt is? It may have been DoorDash, but my kids ate today.
Child. Then I can write that down every day.
Listen, my grandmama say food ain't nothing but food. I kept these little humans alive.
One more day.
Look, one more again. They full. Hey, look, semi-clean. That's a victory. And I know for me, like,
Woo!
girl, I was literally like holding my breath until my son would get home from school. Sometimes I would catch like yesterday, I was just like, because it always go down on the last day of school. So I was just like,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he
yeah.
make it through this door, we are truly done. And when I heard that chime, I was just like, I didn't was holding this breath, girl.
It's
And that's a win. So if you kept your kids alive, if
mm,
you made sure they were safe, if you made sure they knew that they were loved that day, if you helped them with something, that's a victory. If you took a nap instead of folding laundry,
woo! Or even did laundry.
or even did laundry. I felt limited. I did some laundry yesterday. Not only did I do laundry yesterday, I folded it up and put it up
Oh wow! Now
all
that's
in the same day.
that's
Who am
supposed
I? Who is this
right.
person?
Definitely.
Who is this person? I
Because
took
who
my
does
shoes
that?
off and put them in the closet where
Wow!
they actually went. I didn't just kick them in the room.
Leave them on the floor.
Victories, victory,
Yeah.
small victories. I refilled the soap. I didn't just put the refill on the sink and start using the soap out the refill.
Girl,
I actually put it in the container. And while I was filling up mine, I filled up Hubs too. Victory, victory.
that's so real. Oh my gosh, that's so
Girl,
not equate refill bottle. It's on the side of my seat.
girl, ain't nothing like picking up the whole bottle and look, I put out too much because it's a whole bottle. But I refilled up the dispenser. Yeah,
Win. That
yeah,
is
yeah.
definitely a win. Oh my
Mhm.
God. Well,
Small, small wins.
small wins, small
Small
wins.
wins.
You talked about rest, the unfamiliar word for me, rest. But rest is productive, so they say, right?
Yeah, it
Joy
is.
is productive. We are allowed to take
Mhm.
up space and feel good about who we are. And again, I'm learning these things.
And
I am.
stop letting guilt rob you of your peace.
Oh, geez. Look, that's the Mom Guilt is a Liar episode. If you have not listened,
Yeah.
go back and find that and listen to that
Stop
episode.
letting it.
Yeah.
Stop. Take your power back.
Yeah. Well,
So
that was a struggle for me too. That was a struggle.
and it's a struggle for a lot of us, and
Yeah.
again, and I said this to you like after the episode, I was like, I feel like I don't want to diminish anybody's mom guilt because if it's real to you, it's real.
Yeah.
But just think about why we are allowing those things to rob us of our joy. And if we think about what we're actually doing, we're usually doing it for other people, or like you said, because my mama did that, I got to do that too. Not realizing mama was like, I was on E, right? So we have got to stop doing that. Don't be unrealistic.
Yeah.
And so today we're going to choose joy on purpose. We are
Mm,
going to clap for ourselves. We're going to root for ourselves. We're going to give us our own flowers, even if no one else is in there listening, because we've earned it and we deserve it and we are worthy of it.
mm. Ooh,
We are
word.
worthy of it. And we don't let that resonate with us again. You are worthy just because you exist. You're
Mm,
worthy. You're worthy. And that's enough. That
yeah.
is absolutely enough.
Yeah. 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 Woo, child. Oh Lord. Woo.
You're
Just got
enough. You're worthy. So, and another thing, look, you are not the backup dancer in your own life. You are the whole ass headliner. You main character energy for yourself, and that's okay. It's time for you to act like you are the main character in your story because you are, and you deserve that place. So here's the journal prompt for this week. We
Ooh,
are
your
going to,
favorite
y'all know, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have told my youngest son, that's as close as the world is gonna get to having another me walking this earth. But I told him, I was like, when mommy dies, publish my journals because that's gonna be your legacy.
thing.
But them journals keep me grounded. They keep people from getting cussed out, punched, kicked, all the things. But get your journal and start pouring out, even if it's a digital journal or even if it's a vocal journal, recording some things, just get that stuff out because it's therapeutic. So, what I want you to write in your journals this week, Mayhem family, is what would I shift in my life if I truly believed I was already enough?
Hmm.
What would you shift? What would you
Oh
pivot? What would you change if you recognized, if you knew that you were already enough? And that's deep. That's
my.
deep.
Hmm.
Sit with that. Let
Hmm.
that resonate with you. Think about that a little bit. And then write from your heart. Just let it pour out. And I do that. Sometimes I'll write the topic and I have to walk away and think about it. Sometimes I can write it and it pours right out. But sometimes you have to let it sit in your spirit for a little bit, let it resonate a little bit, and be a little bit more intentional about what that answer actually looks like for you.
Hmm. 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 Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 We love y'all so much.
we do. We do.
Keep choosing yourself. Keep
We
loving
do.
yourself. And if you ever forget, like I do so often, just how dope you are, come back to this episode.
Absolutely.
Let us remind
Replay it. Play it
you.
again.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
know what? And I told you I was gonna do this time and I forgot. But since we are clapping for people, I'm gonna clap for my sister-in-law real quick for just a second. 'Cause let me
Yay.
tell y'all something.
Yay.
My sister-in-law had me feeling like a whole ass Beyonce last weekend. Okay. We were at this, it was her birthday. So look, I'm gonna say my sister-in-law, her name is Kathy.
Yay.
Kathy, I love you. I'm clapping for you. I'm giving you your flowers. Because let me tell you something. When I shared this podcast and this journey, and you know how people be like, oh, I'm gonna tell my friends about it. And you be like, oh, okay, sure. Girl, we were at a birthday party for her last weekend, and this random lady walked up to me and she was like, how you doing, sister-in-law? And I was like, I'm good. And she was like, how's your podcast coming? I was like, excuse me? What? And she's like, did you start a podcast? I was like, I did. How are you aware? She was like, oh, Kathy had told me. I was like,
Oh, thank you, Kathy.
so I'm famous. I'm famous among my family's friends. So, and when I tell you, and beyond that, Kathy, look, beyond that, you are an amazing woman. You are an awesome mother. You are an awesome educator. You just bring, when you walk into the room is changed. And I hope you enjoy your flowers too. I know I'm not the person that just is overly like reaching out to y'all, but I want you to know you are loved, you are seen, you are enough, you are worthy, you are awesome. And I
Mhm.
want you to know how valued you are. I appreciate you. I have never known you to tell us you're going to do something and not do it, even though, you know, people mean well when they say stuff like that, but you have actually done what you say you're going to do. And I just want to give you your flowers. She has three amazing children that when
Mhm.
I tell you, those children are amazing. They are talented. They are mannerable. They are successful. They are doing well. And the same thing, like I told you, sis, that is the evidence that you are a great mom, Kathy. And I want you to hear that. I want you to feel that. I want you to let that reign over you on those days when you feel like you are not enough. Look
Yeah.
at your babies and your grandbabies and know you are a wonderful woman. You are out here killing the game and you look good doing it, girl. Give me your thighs. Can I have your thighs? Because let me tell you something. My sister-in-law is faint. Okay, let me just say.
Yay.
But
Yay.
thank you so much for shouting us out, Kathy. So I want to clap for you for a little bit too,
Yes.
because you
Yes.
are amazing. You are amazing.
Yes. Yes. Well, then let
I
me
feel
just.
like since we did that, we got to shout out Katrina too.
Well, look. Look. Cause you was about to steal. Can I? Look, can
Please
I
do.
handle this? Can
Let
I?
me sit back. Let me sit back.
Can I handle this? I was actually just about to say I do. Speaking of graduations, my niece graduated, I think a week before CJ, but she graduated with her CNA certificate, right?
Sure.
She is what? Going to be a senior in high school. So what, she graduated before the graduation, right?
Wow.
On. So it was a whole big to do graduation. She has her certificate. She had her cap and gown. So, Brianna, congratulations on your CNA certificate. She is going to be a whole nurse in our family, and she has already started the process. And I want to give a shout out to my sister Katrina because look, all the things that have been said, that is your result. She's a single mom and she's been killing the game. Katrina does all things. All things. She is an accountant. She is a big time accountant for a big time school district. She is also a travel agent. She does everything. She is an investor. I mean, anything with numbers, she does. So whatever I don't know, she knows and she tells me, and so we get it. She also did taxes this year, so she branched out on that. And so I want to give props to my sister Katrina because I know she does not hear it. And she's like me. We don't see it, we don't want to hear it, we want to just kind of keep it moving. But Katrina, you are an amazing woman.
Yes.
You are an amazing
Yes.
sister. You are an amazing TT, honey. Look, that's the original TT. But you are definitely an amazing mom. And the results of that is what Brianna did 2 weeks ago, and that's graduate before her big graduation.
Oh,
Um,
that's amazing.
Starting her nurse journey. And so I definitely want to give you props, Katrina, because
Yeah.
you are enough. You are great. You are brilliant. You really are, because she is also the church, look, the church, what is it? Financial person. What is that called? She is the
Trustee?
treasurer. She's
Oh,
the
I
church
said
treasurer.
trustee. Okay, same thing. Same thing.
Look, but you know, she was ordained as a deaconess as well. So she deep in that church. She deep in that church, honey. I'm gonna let her have that because she can have all that. But she is everything to everyone. She really is. And so I want to give her props as well. So here's your clap, Trina. I absolutely love you. I absolutely adore you. And she is just like you. She was like, Kelly, what do I need to come? Do I need to come? Do I need to drive by? Look, I was like, between you and Lillian, I think I'm covered. I
Listen,
think I'm covered. I guess I'm
you
covered. So
good. You good.
yes,
Yes.
so look, let's normalize shouting out others. But
Yes.
loving yourself. You are dope, our audience members. You are one dope. And look, I will say this, one dope ass woman. And I know. I look, one will come out probably every blue moon. It's not going to be often, but you are. And we do hope that this episode
Yeah.
will remind you of that. We hope that the theme of clapping for you today was really stated in so many areas. You even got some tears from me. It's all for you, it's all for our audience. So, whoo, so can we end this now? Because I promise I thought this was a happy episode.
It is a happy episode. All tears ain't bad tears, sis. Come on. You
Look,
needed that release.
they
You
all run
needed
together.
that.
All these tears run together for me. They
You
all run.
needed that. Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, yes, we're clapping. We're clapping for. I do have to say this, and I know what you said earlier, but I need you to know that you dope too. I really do. Admire you on so many levels, but the one that I really admire you for, and I know that this was such a struggle for you going to get your doctorate and then the results from getting your doctorate, but I need you to know that you are Dr. Lillian Williams, and I know that uh, you don't want to hear that often,
I
except for
don't.
your students. I started that journey and I did not want to finish that journey, but that journey is not represented by Black women. That percentage of Black doctors, PhDs, EDDs, whatever the case, that percentage is so low in Black women. And for me to know you, for me to love you, for me to know how you are in the classroom, in your work related business, you are absolutely wonderful. I want you to know
Oh,
that you represent Black women doctors so well. You really do. You
Oh,
really
thank
do. And
you.
again, I know that struggle for you. I've heard it. I felt it. But in spite of all of the negativity that came from that, you represent doctor so well. You do. You do.
I stopped listening after you said you love me. Because Kelly said she loved me.
Oh, what? Come on now. Look,
Girl, you wouldn't even let me hug you the first time. Like, girl, I had to break them walls down. But y'all, Kelly loved me, so I'm good.
we always go back there. We always go
I'm
back.
good. Because look how far we've come.
We've come far. We've come
Look
far.
how far we've come. Girl, I had to break down some barriers and some walls because
Oh gosh.
you made me fight my way in. But I told you, anime.
Oh God. Here we go.
I'm in
If
here.
this
I'm in here.
episode resonated with you, please, 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 please follow us. Follow us. We really try to have our episodes talk to the heartstrings, pull your heartstrings. It's so many podcasts that's out there, and we
Yeah.
talked about this week, and really trying to find our niche, really trying to find our audience. Is what we strive for every day. We can only share our experiences. We can't share other people's experience. We don't live those. We can only share our lived experience. But we also know that the lived experience that we go through, everybody, all of us who's able to relate goes through the same thing. And we want to be out there to have these conversations, just talk about it. We're trying to build a tribe, right? There
Mhm.
was a student I had this week who I talked to, and I was like, you need to be a part of my tribe. And she was like, yes. And you can tell that she just needed somebody to love on her, just see her, to
Yeah.
acknowledge her. And, I'm not going to say her name, but if you're listening to this episode, I see you. You're
No.
loved. You are doing a wonderful job because she has a story as well. And so I want to shout her out. She knows who she is. And so you are now part of our tribe. We got you, girl. We got you. We got you. So if this episode resonated with you, please let us know. Connect with us. We want to hear from you. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have a wonderful YouTube page that we're trying to grow every day. So please take 2 minutes out of your time, run over there and subscribe. We want to hear from you. Comment, share. We're on all podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, wherever your favorite podcast is, that's where we are. So please follow us, connect with us. If you have someone that you want to clap for, if it's not just you and you know of somebody that you want to clap for, we want to hear from you. So email us at info@micsmomsmayhem.com. We also have a comment section on our website. So visit us at micsmomsmayhem.com and connect with us. Share your story or just say, hey. Don't forget to hit subscribe, follow, all those good things. Tell a friend, tell your family, and tell your foe. Because look, they need clapping too. They need clapping too. Your foes need clapping too.
Clap for the people you don't like too. Yeah, just clap for them.
So if that is all we have today, sis, until next time, keep the mics on. The mom's energy strong and the mayhem exactly how you like it. I am Kelly.
And I'm Lillian.
And we will see you soon.
Flowers. That's a flower.
We'll
Flower.
see you soon.
Flower.
Bye.